Power, control, intensity, all these things really line up to be major themes during the next couple of days of September 22nd and 23rd. We have a lot of astrology going on these days, so I do want to talk about it, and I do want to go in depth with you and discuss what is actually occurring in the cosmic sky in regards to Plutonian and Scorpionic themes, but also relationship themes as well. Where does there have to be more cooperation and collaboration? Or where does there have to be more intimacy and deeper connections? These are all themes that I'm going to be discussing in this video. If you're new, my name is Everett Curdy. I'll do videos every couple of days where I talk about the astrology of every 2 days. And then when I'm done with talking about the astrology for each day that I discuss, I pull oracle cards to provide insight and guidance on how to navigate the energies that I talk about. So let's first talk about the astrology of September 22nd, a huge day astrologically. What is going on? The first of which is that the sun is entering Libra. So happy birthday, Libras. It is the beginning of Libra season. And so the sun illuminates whatever it touches. It shines a light on. This is the area of work for us during the next 30 days. This is what we need to rise and grow into. And you have the sun at 0 degrees, which is the very beginning degree. It's a brand new energy. But then when the sun hits 29 degrees, it's at its masterful, maturest energy. And it's sort of moving on into the next sign. So the sun enters Libra on September 22nd, at 0 degrees of Libra. And so, obviously, if we're talking about Libra season, we're talking about balance and harmony in our relationships. Where are things out of balance, out of harmony? Where do you have to put in more balance for your relationships? Where are you overdoing things? And where are you underdoing things? That's the question to focus on. The focus is on relationships and what needs attention in your relationships. It's good to identify what is out of balance in your life. It's a time for developing greater equality between yourselves and others, making sure that everybody has an equal portion of food, making sure that everybody has an equal portion of land area to plant their crops. And so we can learn valuable lessons about ourselves through relationships, through how we interact, and how we engage with others in our life. This talks about the dance between giving and receiving, yin and yang. We need to be open and receptive to the thoughts and viewpoints of others as well during this particular time. So this becomes important. We do not have to agree to others. Even though other people's viewpoints may be different than us, but different than our viewpoint, then that doesn't mean we have to go along with them or agree with them. We just have to be open and accept them and be curious. I wonder why you think this way. We can approach conflict and arguments in a diplomatic way. The diplomats can come to the forefront. Now's the time for diplomats. The focus here is on cooperation and collaboration. That is what Libra season is all about, and Libra energy in general. That's what it's all about. We're going to see that the sun is going to trine Pluto. So the sun is at 29 degrees of Virgo. The Pluto is at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So this brings about intense and profound experiences. This is a time to investigate and dig deep into whatever topic you're interested in. So digging deep, not skimming the surface, um, but going into that particular topic with the intention of getting to the bottom of it, of discovering true answers about it, discovering true information. What is the truth of this information that I am learning? This is also a time where we want to harness our power and influence in our environment, and choosing to use our power for the highest good, to transform and evolve people in our lives as well, not only ourselves. Any relationship that we may have to anyone in a position of power should go smoothly under this particular transit. This is also good for cleaning up or eliminating anything that has toxic energy in your environment. So if there's anything that you need, that you don't need, any belonging that is not you anymore, that doesn't serve you, that takes up space in your environment, that doesn't work for you anymore, and takes away the feng shui of your house and all those kind of things. Now is the time to let that go and sell it and purge that belonging that you have. Maybe it's habit patterns that you're cleaning up. But now is the time to let things go that you need to let go and clean up what you need to clean up. This is also good for studying mysterious and challenging fields as well. Any kind of taboo topic is wonderful to explore under this influence. The moon is going to conjunct Uranus, so we're feeling more impulsive at this particular time. We may have mood swings, we may feel energetic one moment, then tired the next. This can bring about sudden and significant changes in your environment and in your relationships. So be aware of that. You may feel the need to act on instinct as well, act off of impulse, and that can actually serve you for a high good at this time. This is not good for anything that you're doing that requires patience, as you want results fast and you want them immediately and you want sudden change and sudden results. That's kind of the mindset of this particular transit, is instant. And so you may experience flashes of insight that may come about for you at this time. This is a time to express yourself as much as you can. Express yourself as freely and openly as you can. You may also feel detached from family and friends. You may feel cut off with them, disconnected with them. This can bring about a lot of emotional ups and downs at this particular time. This can also amplify creativity and imagination. You may feel more creative, you may feel more imaginative to dream up new visions and plans and have a laundry list of ideas that you want to act upon, and to really have those ideas in mokshe in your life, in a particular place and order in your life. So you may feel like doing these types of things at this time. And so the things you do or say may be shocking to yourself and other people. So know that. Now we also have the moon sextiling Neptune. So now is a time where we may feel more sensitive and empathetic towards others. We may like to be in the company of pleasant individuals and kind and compassionate individuals. Our instinct and intuition and psychic abilities may be amped up at this time. This is a time for spiritual and psychic protection, to protect yourself on a spiritual level, to do those spiritual practices that make you feel safe and secure within yourself. This is also good for any anything artistic, anything artsy, such as dancing and music. You may feel more loyal and compassionate towards yourself and others at this time. That may be a possibility here. Boundaries may be broken in relationships. It's important to develop stable, strong, structured boundaries. To have strong walls that you need to have, and to know that you can create these boundaries and they can be strong for you. This is a time to establish and set healthy boundaries in your relationships. You may have nostalgic for and in the mood for love and romance, feeling nostalgic at this time. And this is good for any spiritual practice or meditation class. It's good to attend a meditation class or meditate or whatever your spiritual practice is that makes you get connected to the divine. Venus is going to square Pluto. So Venus is going to be at the end of Libra at 29 degrees of Libra. Pluto is at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So there could be power and control issues in relationships. Jealousy and possessiveness is a possibility here. You may feel insecure in your relationships, maybe not feeling loved or valued and appreciated. There can be, in general, transformations in your relationships. There can also be the breakdown of unhealthy relationships. If there's any relationships that you know isn't a good relationship, that the person's not compatible to you, that they're not serving you for your highest good, now's the time to let those relationships go and move on to new relationships that do resonate with you, that do work for you. You may have also new love and instant attractions with this transit. So that's something. The sun is also going to trine the moon. And so we can find that we have peace and harmony in our home environment. This is one aspect of this. It's about genuinely serene home environments. You may feel more free to express yourself, express your emotions. You may have a greater content sense with life. There may also be good relationships with family, especially women. Um, that women can provide you insight and meaning and wisdom and assistance and help under this transit, can provide you with the bricks and mortar that you need to go out and live your life. So women can help you with your relationships. This is also a time to nurture others and be nurtured by others. The moon is going to trine Pluto. So this brings about emotional sensitivity, psychic perception. This can bring about transformation by your intense emotional reactions. Things can be transformed. Your emotions can be transformed. Maybe you're moved and intensely influenced by somebody in your life or somebody online. You may have a desire to experience things in a more extreme kind of way. This is good for any kind of psychological self-analysis, accessing your subconscious deep, dark areas. This is also good for meeting with an astrologer or psychotherapist. You may have dramatic and profound relationships with others. This is good for any kind of healing work when it comes to deeply buried trauma and emotions, releasing those emotions, making them whole within you, or what's called integration, and also um, letting those emotions be a part of you and working through those emotions so that you can feel better on the other side of that storm that you're currently going through. This is also good for getting to the root of situations. Really getting to the bottom of situations, getting to the truth of situations. Maybe you're confronting difficult truths about yourself and others that you didn't yet know about. This is good for anything that involves your determination and tenacity. Any spiritual practice is good under this transit, and your energy may be more intense at this time. Venus is going to enter Scorpio on September 22nd and stay there until October 17th. So this Venus in Scorpio is all about intimacy, seeing people at the deepest level, connecting deeply with another person, seeing them for who they truly are underneath all of the masks and the ascendants and the pitch plays that they put on for themselves that they want to make you see the side of them. This is where you're seeing them for who they truly are underneath all of those layers of blockage, seeing them at their deepest, most vulnerable, most innocent part of who they are. Venus is about love, collaboration, connection, beauty, harmony, and in Scorpio, it's considered detriment because Scorpio is intensity and passion and the darkness out of life. It's not very harmonious of an energy. Love can be more intense and delicious at this time, so going into the land of delicious, engaging with the land of delicious. You may want to run away from anything surface level or superficial at this time, like singing happy, cheery songs in a choir. You might want to sing more profound and intense, truthful pieces in a choir that you're singing in, for instance. And I know because I've had that experience before. And so there can be rebirth in your relationships, transformations in your relationships. Our emotions at this time can be more intense and rigid. You may be confronting fears and insecurities and shadow material and love that prevent you from opening your hearts and being vulnerable. These things, these insecurities, these fears, these challenges, these walls that we put up for ourselves may block us from being vulnerable, from um, from being open-hearted, caring and loving, but also expressive of our feelings. We want to choose relationships that serve our evolution at this time. The undercurrent of relationships, the truth of who you are and who that other person is, may be revealed at this time. This is about trust and surrendering control, letting go of the need to control situations. And so, what does it take for you to be vulnerable? That's the question to ask yourself at this time. You may be on the full spectrum of love and emotions, because that full spectrum can be lit up. You also want to explore and consider loss in your relationships as well as love in your relationships. So the card that I pulled for this particular day, because I did pull an oracle card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, Alberto Balaldo, and Marcelo Lobos. And so the card that I chose for the card that I received for what the collective needs to know for September 22nd is the Moon card. As you can see, isn't that gorgeous? The moon, or the moons. So the moon is about receptivity and the divine feminine. I like to think of it as a significator of the divine feminine. The moon represents the emotions within and around you. And you carry the full scope and spectrum of emotions, from the uplifting, upbeat emotions to the downtrodden and sad and sorrowful emotions, from the good and the bad emotions equally. And the other thing that I intuitively got out of this is that you need to be emotionally strong to get through the storms in your life. be emotionally tough and resilient to get through those hard times in your life. Now, I'm going to read to you the essence of the card from the guidebook so they can get an understanding as to what the card is about. So this is card number 37. Let me just find here. So this is what it says. Every 28 days, the moon manifests a steady progression from darkness to light and then back again. The phenomenon in our skies has a powerful impact on our human psyches. It offers us the certainty that after periods of emptiness and darkness, there is a light waiting so we can be reborn into a new phase. This calls to mind a native African prayer to the moon. May our lives be renewed as yours is. The moon also has a strong influence on the ebb and flow of water on the earth. This same power, in turn, affects human beings and emotions and mirrors their rising from or hiding back into the unconscious. So we need to understand that the moon spends equal time of day as it does at night, but we can only see the moon at night. This can go one of two ways. Either you're too focused on your accomplishments or your, the productivity of your life, the achievements that you put out into the world, the results that you get, the work that you do out in the world, the actions you take, you're too outermost focused, or you're hiding from the world. You're not allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to act on your visions and dreams and really grow them into your reality. Where you're timid, where you're keeping yourself in a comfort zone in a small box, deep in reflection that you're not getting out into the world and living your life. So this is a time to put yourself out into the world and interact with other people while also balancing this, hence Libra season, with our human and spiritual needs, with your human and spiritual needs. Um, so this is a time to do any kind of spiritual practice that you need to do, or do any kind of thing that involves self-care for yourself also. So moving on to September 23rd, we have the moon coming into a square with Saturn on this particular day. So this can create difficulty with connecting with others in emotionally meaningful ways. Saturn restricts things. Saturn's all about restriction. I'm putting a slash in this. I'm putting a bootlickle in this. I'm really making it so it's very difficult to express feelings and emotions. You may feel bitter and have low self-esteem. This is about taking responsibility for your emotional reactions, being accountable for those things. It's important not to blame others that may risk cherished and healthy relationships at this time. Um, Entertaining and socializing can also be more difficult at this time. Um, so you may also feel burdened by heavy emotions such as sadness and grief that you may be feeling. Maybe it's feeling depressed or down in the dumps at this time. So this is sort of a Debbie Downer aspect. And so you may also be carrying the weight of yourselves and others on your shoulders. So you may be, carrying a lot of baggage and a lot of burdens, that you may need to release and let go of at this time. Maybe other people are more aloof and disconnected from you at this current time, or you may be aloof and disconnected from them. Any kind of plan that you have may be challenged by the universe or by other forces at work. It's also important to create security from within, to go back to yourself, to ground yourself, to anchor yourself in your power, in your center. and do what makes you feel safe and secure at this time. The moon is also going to conjunct Jupiter. So the moon's in Gemini, Jupiter's in Gemini. And so this is a time where you may feel more lucky, more generous. This is a good time to share your good mood with others. Things should go well if your intentions are merry, if your motives are, um, in general, opportunistic and innovative at the up sky beatings, which can be super duper important because you want to make your intentions up to the Baton Rouge as much as you possibly can make them. This is good to pursue the things that help you grow and bring you happiness. This is also good for spending quality time with loved ones in your life. Women can affect your personal and spiritual development in positive, healthy ways, so it's important to be open to those things. This is good for taking any higher education class. This is good for anything that manifests your emotional and spiritual growth, that can help you grow on an emotional and spiritual level. Luck is on your side at this particular time. You may feel more empathetic and intuitive, so it's good to trust your intuition at this time. And your wise and compassionate guidance can help someone achieve success at this time. So it's good to guide others and provide guidance that is with love and wisdom. Maybe you're starting or forming a deeper relationships with older people, because Saturn, that may be a possibility here. Maybe you're pursuing your dreams on a larger that you thought was possible scale, that you thought this was possible, but you're discovering this is possible. So doors are opening up where you're discovering I have so many dreams, and there's multiple ways to make these dreams come true. It only requires my work to make the dreams come true. But you can achieve whatever you believe of yourself to be. So the second card that I chose, this card is for September 22nd, is card number 41, the rainbow. Isn't that pretty? The rainbow. So I'm going to read to you the essence of the card from the book now. Let me just find it here. Oops, the pages are being stubborn with me today. This is what it says. The rainbow symbolizes the 7 steps of a true spiritual path, which manifest as the colors of the 7 chakras. In the Himalayas, the rainbow body is seen as the full realization of our essence. The rainbow also represents the bridge between the physical and the spiritual worlds. At the end of our lives, we can journey across the rainbow bridge to the highest heavenly realms. When the rainbow appears, it is an affirmation that all is well and that you are in right relationship with spirit. This card talks about perseverance through the storms in your life. Ends will come. It ends to a hard time, basically. This is what about hard times, challenging times, Baroudus times coming to an end. Know that at the end of a gloomy, know that the end of a gloomy cycle is near. So it's good to not give up hope at this time. And know that your life is about to take a positive turn. So it's about having faith in the future, having faith in your future life. Things are going to work out for the best. That hard times are going to end. and a much more positive result awaits on the other side of the rainbow. So before you act, before you make decisions, before you get out and go through life, then it requires you to do one thing. And that is to wait until the storm has passed. Wait until the hard times have passed before you initiate what you want to initiate and do what you want to do. Good times are definitely on the horizon. So thank you for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this video and found this video important. And you can like it, you can share it, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.